wait for a few minutes to allow other participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started with today's session. I'll take a few moments just to check if the live stream is working fine. So I'll be back with you in a couple of seconds. Let me just quickly check if the live stream is all working fine. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Perfect. So I'm back with you. So once again, good evening and a warm welcome. As I was mentioning that we'll be waiting for a couple of minutes just to allow everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started with our formal discussion. And that is where how we are going to understand how you are going to create a digital catalog for your export business. All right. Now, before we get on to the formal discussion, and while we are waiting for our participants to join in, let's understand firstly about how we will be conducting this webinar. But more importantly, the most important question, because you will be spending 1 hour of your valuable time here. So, what are you going to get in return? So in this session, I'm going to share with you how can you create a digital catalog and then start showcasing your offering on Indian business portal. So if you have to break it down, you will get information, or you will have a clearer and better understanding about Indian business portal. What is Indian business portal, and how you can start listing your product or service offering on Indian business portal. What is a digital catalog and how can you create that? So all that will be something that you'll be learning or understanding in today's session. Now, what can you do with that information? Using that information, you can create your store. You can start showcasing your offering on Indian business portal. What will that lead to? What will be the end result? So the end result will be leads, orders, and inquiry, right? So the end objective is to get or empower you to, so that you can grow your business digitally, so that you can start receiving orders, inquiries on your digital catalog or through Indian business portal, right? So that is the end objective, and that is the return or the benefit that you are going to get in by attending or spending this valuable 1 hour here in this session. All right. So that was about what are we going to discuss, and I'm going to certainly share with you how we are going to go through this webinar. So in next 1 minute or so, I'll start sharing my screen, and then I'll firstly take you through a few slides of a presentation that I've created so that we have a slightly better and broader understanding, and then I'll take you through the live session also. I'll walk you through the entire step-by-step process so that everything is clear. So firstly, we are going to understand about Indian Business Portal, what is its objective, and then how you can join Indian Business Portal, digital catalog, types of digital catalog, and then the process of creating digital catalog. All right. And if time permitted, I will also try to answer two popular questions which are asked quite often when we are talking about Indian Business Portal, that how international buyers will be connecting with us, how will we do business with them. So I'll also try to answer those questions. In addition to that, if there is anything which is not clear to you, or if there's anything else you would want to understand from me, you can add that, you can ask that question. There are two tools that we are going to use in today's Zoom tools, to be precise. Those are tools which are available in the Zoom application that you're using to connect in today's webinar. So what are those tools? So there is a tool which you will find down below if you're joining through laptop or desktop, that is called Q&A. Using Q&A, you can ask me question, and you can ask the question anytime. So you don't have to wait for the question answer out. So towards the end of the session, we'll dedicate 10-15 minutes, and that's where we'll do a question answer round. So you don't have to wait for the question answer round to start and then you should ask your question. You can ask your question at any given point in time. I'll keep the Q&A open on the other monitor. So if I am able to answer that question, I'll do that right away. But if I'm not able to answer that question, I'll cover that in the Q&A round. All right. So that is about the questions. Now, we will also try to have interaction amongst ourselves. If this was a regular Zoom meeting, then we could have interacted on a personal level, but this is a webinar format. So it is not possible to have that personal discussion while unmuting your mic. So what we will be doing for our interaction, we'll be using the chat feature, which you can also see down below. There's a chat option, so we'll be using that. So if I want to understand what is your understanding or what is your impression about something, for that I'll be using chat option, or we will be using chat option. Now you can also use chat for one more very interesting thing, and that is to connect with other wonderful business owners who are also joining us here today. Right, so there are other participants, and they happen to be business owners. And God knows, you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this session, and it has happened in the past as well that participants were able to even crack a business transaction during the session, right? So let's use this opportunity. All right. So let's begin. And I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined. So let me welcome them as well. So good evening and a warm welcome to all the participants, especially the newly joined ones. You're most welcome to today's webinar. And now I am going to start sharing my screens in next few seconds. You'll start seeing my screen, and then we'll get started with our formal discussion. As I mentioned, if you have a question, you can add that in the Q&A, and we'll be using the chat for our interactions. And I can see there are a number of members who have already started chatting and interacting. Now, I will advise that when you're sharing or when you're greeting other participants, you can also include information about your business, what product or services you're offering, your contact information. If you have a website, you should include that as well, so that when someone is reviewing that information, they can review it. Because you can also see there will be a lot of interaction or a lot of exchanges happening in the chat. So, like one message, the entire information should go. All right, so this is where we are getting started. So I'm just all right. So I am starting the screen share. So if anyone from the participant can confirm if you can see my screen. If anyone from the participant can confirm if my screen is visible. All right, so there are a number of participants who have confirmed. Thank you, everyone, for confirming that you can see my screen. So this is where you can see this is a presentation that I'm sharing with you, and we will be using this presentation to have a little clearer understanding of the entire construct. Because I can straight away take you to Indian Business Portal, and I can share with you that these are the steps that you should do to create your digital catalog and like that. But you may not be able to have a bird's eye view, right? So because this is a ecosystem that you're joining. It is not just a platform that you're joining. You are going to become part of an ecosystem. There are various components that you can use that can benefit you. You can actually generate leads, orders, and inquiries through them. Right. So it is important that you're aware of all the components which are there in the ecosystem. Right. So that's where we'll be using this presentation. Right. So, firstly, we are discussing about Indian Business Portal, and I'm not sure how many of you have heard of this platform, Indian Business Portal, right? So you can just type in yes in case you have heard of Indian Business Portal prior to obviously joining this meeting. If you have heard of, I can read in the chat. There is one member who is saying they're seeing the black screen. So I'll advise if you can drop off, or if you can like leave the meeting and join back again, that should solve the problem and ensure that your Zoom application is updated. So I can see there are a number of members who are confirming that they have heard of Indian Business Portal. In case there is a Ravindraji who is also part of Indian Business Portal. All right. So what is the objective of Indian Business Portal? Obviously, it is a platform which is showcasing exporters' products or the offerings from Indian exporters. So obviously, it is understood that the objective is to showcase products from Indian businesses to the worldwide audience on the internet, right? That is something that we all understand. But there is one more objective that I want to share with you with this presentation. And what is that objective? So Indian Business Portal, and this is the first objective, digitizing businesses or digitizing Indian exporters, if I have to be a little more precise. So your own digital presence. What does that mean? So in simple terms, layman's languages, if we look around, and you may also be knowing so many exporters, and not talking about businesses, just exporters who do export, and they don't have any digital presence. And digital presence, like, if you have, if you can be found on the internet, if someone is searching for you, and if you can be found on the internet, so it is not necessary that you have a website and then only you can be called, I have a digital presence. If you can be found, information about your business and your offering can be found on the internet, then you have a digital presence, whatever form it may be. But there are exporters who don't have an email. Forget about the digital presence. They don't have an email. And that is a significant challenge that we face as a country, right? We have to digitize, because when these businesses can be found digitally, people can do business with them. And unless they have their own digital presence, they can't be found. And if they are totally dark, they can't be found, then obviously it is not possible to do business with them. And this is where one very alarming reality that I would want to share with you is that, and there's a McKinsey's research that they had published some time back, and which clearly clarifies that almost 49% of the global B2B transactions, they have started happening digitally, or at least the discovery and discussion initiation is happening digitally. Obviously, transaction closure, and there are a bunch of other things related to it. But the discovery or research or connecting with the prospective supplier, etc., that has started happening digitally, almost 49% of it. And another big challenge that you may not have perceived, but it is also coming very rapidly towards you. And what is that? And that is also based on a research that in next 1 year, almost 75% of the buyers globally will be millennials. So newer generation taking over. They're all tech savvy individuals, and if you don't have a digital presence, you don't exist for them. And that is another challenge. If you want to continue, if you want to sustain, that's where you have to be digital. You have to digitize yourself. So that is the first objective that the Indian Business Portal wants to solve, so that all of you are also having your own digital presence. Yeah, they can find international buyers can find you through us, through Indian Business Portal. That is obviously that we are striving for. But in addition to that, we also want you to create your own digital entity, so that you can be found. And if you put in an effort in that direction in promoting yourself on the internet, you can yourself also find or connect with international buyers, and you can start generating business from there as well, right? So that is one objective. And second is something that we all know, that it is to create a visibility in front of international buyers. So that is the objective of Indian Business Portal. Now, to create or to join Indian Business Portal, you have to create something called Digital Catalog. Now, on the presentation, you can see there's a textbook definition which I've written of Digital Catalog, and you can read it also if you want. But I want to understand or hear from you, what is your understanding or impression of this term, digital catalog? I've been seeing this digital catalog for some time now. So, what do you think is a digital catalog? What is your imagination? And you don't have to be absolutely right, right? So, this is where we are not giving an exam. This is where whatever you think, we are open. You can share your thoughts. You can share your thoughts using the chat. So, in the chat, you can let me know what you think is a digital catalog. I'm waiting for the response. So anyone who wants to share with me, what is your thought? What do you think is a digital catalog? So I can see Ravindra ji has responded. It is available on one click for the customers. Wonderful. Any other participants who want to share with me what is your imagination, your understanding of digital catalog? Although the textbook definition is written in front of you. So let's begin because we don't have a lot of time at our disposal, right? So a digital catalog is basically a website, right? In simple layman's language, it is a website, right? Now, does every website which is there on the internet is a digital catalog? Absolutely not. There are certain criteria for that. There are certain capabilities that a website should possess, and only then we can refer it as a digital catalog. What are those? So I'll quickly show you. First is the website should be able to showcase or must be showcasing product or service information, right? So if the business is offering products, then it should be offering showing the product information. If it is offering services, then the services information. Second is accept orders or generate leads. What does that mean? So the website should have the capability that if there is a potential customer that comes across that website and they are interested to do business with them. So if the business wants them to place an order, the website should have capability to accept an order. And if the business wants then to send them an inquiry, then the business or the website should have capability to enable that prospective customer send an inquiry, right? So that is this second capability that makes a website a digital catalog. Now let's look at the third capability, and that is showcasing information about the business. When I've written assumed in brackets, because that is something that we assume it is almost there on every website wherein they are showcasing information. Now the quantum may vary, right? So there are certain businesses that have a lot of very detailed information about the business and their team, etc., etc. And some may have very little information, but it is there almost on every website, and that is why I have written it is assumed, right? Now this is where using this textbook description of digital catalog, and I've also explained and I've explained the criteria. But I can imagine this is not clear. If I was in your position, it will not be clear. So I'm going to switch my screen and I'm going to show you a few examples so that you're able to understand what is a digital catalog, right? So let me quickly switch my screen and let me show you a digital catalog. So this is a digital catalog. And if we are now trying to apply all these three rules, and then we will decide whether it is digital catalog or not, right? So the first is it must be showcasing product or service information. So here we can see products. If I click on one of the categories, so this is where we can see the product information, right? So the first rule is checked. It is doing that. Second rule was it should be able to accept order or accept lead. And this is where you have request quotations. If there's someone who's interested to do business with them, they can request for a quotation or send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to do business with you. They can do that, right? Using this. So second rule is also checked. The third one was it should also showcase information about that business. Let's go to their about us page and let's see if that is happening. And this is where you can see there's a lot of information about that business, right? So all the three criterias that we had laid down, they're all checked. And this is something which we can refer as a digital catalog. And by the way, this is a digital catalog of an exporter. In fact, all the digital catalogs that you're looking at, except one, they are all exporters digital catalogs that I'm showing to you, right? So this is a digital catalog. Now, I hope the understanding of digital catalog is slightly clearer and better in your minds. Now, how many types of digital catalogs are there? And that is obviously the second question which comes to the mind. How many types of digital catalogs are there? So broadly, there are four types. One is wherein you can accept leads. So there's an international buyer who wants to connect with you and they can send you a request. They can send you an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to do business with you. We are interested in buying this product in this many quantities, etc. Right? So that is where you are generating an inquiry from a prospective customer. And also, you need to understand more about their requirement, and based on that, you will be responding back, right? So that is first type of digital catalog, and which we have already seen an example. The second type is generate orders. So if you are someone who wants to receive orders from international customers, in that case, you can use the generate orders. Or this, that is the second type of digital catalog. The third type is which can do the both things. So leads and inquiries, or leads and orders at the same time. And the fourth is for regular or routine B2B bulk ordering, which can cater to routine B2B bulk ordering. That is the fourth type of digital catalog. All right. Again, textbook information, not something which is very uh, engaging and like clear to understand. So I'm going to again switch my screen and take you to those examples. So this is one example, the first type of digital catalog I was talking about, wherein as a business you can generate leads. So this is one example that we are looking at. If I switch my screen, this is another example. They happen to be agri product exporters. They deal in pulses, spices, etc. They're also exporter, and this is their digital catalog. Now you can see the interaction is send inquiry. So if potential or international buyer who's interested to do business with them, they'll be coming here and they will be clicking on send inquiry, and they'll be sending them an inquiry, right? So that is the second type of, or the first type of digital catalog, generating leads. This is another example I've opened, and I've opened this deliberately because this also happens to be a very popular question in our sessions that we do around exports. Uh, Merchant exporters, they ask this question, right? We deal in a variety of categories. Now, can we showcase those categories on a single digital catalog, or we will have to create multiple digital catalogs, one for agri product, one for this, and one for that? No, you don't have to do that. This is where you can see this is a merchant exporters digital catalog that you're looking on your screen, or you are seeing on your screen. And this is where you can see they deal in like a very diverse mix, grocery, fruits and vegetable, fashion, other products, machineries, etc. Right? So all of that on a single digital catalog. And this is where again you can see the interaction is send inquiry. So prospective international buyers will be sending them an inquiry, right? So this is the first type of digital catalog. The second type is online shopping, and I think almost all of us these days do online shopping, and this is something that you'll find similar. So if we are quickly scrolling down and looking at their products, so as a customer you can go to their website and you can place an order, right? Now, you might be wondering what is export happening here. So this is the retail export. So this is where the international customers or someone sitting in US and they're wanting to buy this product, so they're placing an order. So that is the B2C side of it, and that is this type of digital catalog which you can create. There's another example of B2C digital catalog that you can create. Now, the third type is where both the things are happening at the same time. And for that, I'm going to take you to this website. This is also an exporter, and this is their digital catalog that we are looking at. Now, if I open one of their products, let me open this one. So this is where you'll see the interaction is slightly different. And I'm not sure if you're able to notice that, but if we are going to a B2C website, and this is where if you see, we have add to cart and buy now. So as a customer, I can click on add to cart and add the product to my cart, and then I can check out, or I can click on buy now. If I want to quickly check out, I can click on buy now and I can place an order, right? But if we go to this website, this is where you can see the interaction. One of the button is missing, or it is being replaced by send inquiry. So one is send inquiries, second is add to cart. So what is happening here as a retail customer, if I want to buy this product for myself, I can do an add to cart and I can place an order. But if there is a business, if there's a B2B buyer or an importer and they are wanted to get into a contract manufacturing from with them, or they are interested to get this product bought in bulk for them, they can send them an inquiry, right? So both the things are happening using the same website, and it can cater to a diverse audience at the same time. So that helps you save a lot of effort. If you're managing two separate websites, you don't have to do that. One single website is catering to both the type of audience. Now, there was a fourth type of digital catalog, which for which I've opened this digital catalog, wherein and this is a quite popular kitchen appliances and utensils brand, right? Now, if you look at this website, you will say that it looks like a online shopping website wherein I can go and there is no send inquiry button as such, and I can go and I can place an order. And you are absolutely right in your understanding, but there's a hidden capability. And if I scroll down very quickly, I'll show you. This is where you can see. I'm just going to highlight that distributor and retailers login. So this is where there are like hundreds and thousands of shop owners or uh, businesses that sell their product. Now they have to regularly source those products, so they have to keep ordering. Now for those bulk buyers, they don't have to rely on the salesperson to come or to send them a message or to call them. What they can do very conveniently is come here and do a secured login, and then they can place an order. Now you will say that in the distributor ordering there is some special discount that has to be given to the distributors, or there is some credit that needs to be given, or there is some minimum order quantity consideration that has to be taken into. All that is taken care by the system, right? So you can configure the system and it will take care all of that. In fact, you can have different discounts given. So if Adnan is a bulk buyer associated with you, you will give 10% discount. And if Yogesh is a bulk buyer associated with you, you'll give 15%, right? So that is also possible. Differentiated discounts, all those are there. And we are not here to discuss that. But why am I showing this to you? This is a question. If I was in your position or in your place, I will certainly have that question, right? Why are you wasting our time discussing this? This is not related to export, right? And you would have been absolutely right. But there is a utilization for export, and I'm doing it on purpose. I'm using your time for that purpose only. And this is something which can be used by certain businesses that are into export, but they have a very peculiar and common problem, and that is if they're displaying their latest collection or latest styles on the internet, there is a high chance, there is a very high possibility or probability that their designs or their styles might get stolen or copied. So how do you solve for that, right? So they are interested. We should be digitized and we should be doing business digitally. But their challenge is they cannot showcase their latest collection, latest style because they'll be getting copied, right? So this capability solves for that, right? So now what you have to do or how you have to use this capability, you can upload your latest collection onto your website. You must be saying like, if you are uploading it onto the website, then it is visible to everyone on the internet and they can copy that. No, they will be put behind lock and key using this capability. You can use this capability, and using this capability, those products will be behind a secured access, something like you're seeing on the screen. Now, your bulk buyers or buyers whom you are familiar with, you can give them access so they can log in and then they can see the product and they can do business with you. But anyone on the internet or anyone who's coming to your website will not be able to see those products. So that is this capability, and that was the reason why I was showing it to you. All right. So if we go back to the presentation, this is where we have understood about the digital catalog and the various types of digital catalogs that you can create. So we'll quickly move on to the next slide. And this is where I've tried to capture the entire ecosystem for your reference so that you have a bird's eye view of the ecosystem. So this is your business. And we have understood that you'll be creating a digital catalog to be listing on Indian Business Portal. So this process that I've listed here is something that to a certain extent. How you are going to do that, obviously, that is something I'm going to share with you in a few minutes. But this is broadly, we have understood that we have to create a real catalog, and that digital catalog will get connected. It will get linked with Indian Business Portal, and your offering will start appearing there. Right? That is what you have to do. Now comes the bigger question: how will all this effort we are going to do is going to benefit us? So for that, what is happening is FIO is putting effort through various channels and inviting international buyers onto Indian Business Portal. Now, if you're present on Indian Business Portal, you have a chance that you'll be able to do business with you with these international buyers who are coming on to Indian Business Portal, right? Now, at the same time, because now you have your own digital presence, you can also do your own promotional effort and you can invite international buyers on to your own digital catalog and they can connect with you and they can do business with you. The other opportunity or the third opportunity, which all sometimes remains hidden or overlooked, is the business community. So when you are joining this, you're becoming part of a global community of members from 150 countries. So you can do business networking here, and through that, you can generate connections and then understand their requirement and do business with them, right? So this is the third opportunity which is also there for you through the business community. And if time permitted, I will also share with you about the business community side of it. All right. So this is about your digital catalog. Very briefly, we will also run through this slide after we have understood the process of creating your digital catalog. So now I'm going to switch the screen and take you to Indian Business Portal, and then we'll understand the process. But we will keep this slide in mind, and please remind me in case I'll also share with you a link of a video that I've done some time back where I've explained these mistakes because we keep getting inquiries or messages from business owners, and they have this. Where is Indian Business Portal? All right. So they have this problem that we have created the digital catalog, but it is not getting us the kind of results we wanted to come from it. What is the reason why you're not getting what you wanted or dreamt of? So I've listed down the mistakes and how you can solve those mistakes. I've explained all that in the video. It's a little long video, around 40-45 minutes, but that's an important thing. So I will also share the link. And in case I forget to do that, please do remind me in the chat that I have to share that link. All right. So now we are going to start the second stage in our discussion. And that is where we are going to now understand the process of creating digital catalog. And for that, the very first thing that you have to do is to open Indian Business Portal on your device. So you have to go to indianbusinessportal.in and this page will open up. On this page, you will see there's an option which says sell on Indian Business Portal. This is the option that I'm referring to. So you have to click on it, or you can click on register as Indian exporter. Both the things will take you to the same page. This is the page which will open up. Now, I will advise that you should review this page, right? It will take you like 5 minutes at max. And most importantly, the section which you will find very, very useful is the frequently asked questions section. So this is where what we have tried to do is we have tried to capture the most commonly asked questions. So if you read these questions, you'll be getting a very clear understanding, a lot of aspects related to digital catalog and Indian Business Portal. So whenever you have time, or if you can spare 5 minutes, you should review this page. Now, coming back to the process, the first step was to open Indian Business Portal and then click on register as Indian exporter. It's kind of obvious also. And then this page open up. Now, on this page, you have to click on create your catalog, which will take you to this page. Now, on this page, you'll see there are certain fields which you can fill and you can get started with the process. But before you do that, it is my request that you should open this video. So I'm going to click on it and it will open in another tab. I will just move the tab to another window and I'll show you this video. In fact, we'll use this video to understand the rest of the process. So this is the video. It is about 20-25 minutes video, but it is my request that you should either see this video end to end, and that will help you understand the entire steps and process, etc. Or at least when you're going through this journey, have this video open alongside, right? So you can just open it and keep it on another browser window. So that any given point of time, if you're getting stuck or if there's anything which is not clear to you, then you can refer to the video. You can go back, refer to the video, and then clarify your doubt and come back here. All right. So that is a request I wanted to make with everyone that you should do that. All right. So as I mentioned, we are going to use this video to understand the rest of the steps. And we are certainly not going to play the video. That will not be a very wise use of your time. So we are going to fast forward it, and I'm going to walk you through this video. Obviously, the video is available, so you can watch it at a convenient time in a greater detail. So this is something that we have seen, that you have to click on create your catalog, which brings you to this page. And this is the page from where we opened the video. Now you have to input your first name, last name, and create a password, email ID and password, and then click on agree and continue. After that, you have to do the OTP verification of your mobile. Input your GST number. Now, GST number is something which I would advise that you all should do the verification. If the GST number is like right away, it is not available, or you don't remember it, you can add it at a later stage as well. But you should do the GST verification so that your business is shown as a verified business. All right. Now, after that, you have to input your business name and your legal entity type, your location. Then move to the next screen where you have to specify which industry do you belong. You can select that from the drop down, or you can use the search feature and you can select the industry, which will bring you to this screen. And this is the last screen. This is where you'll see there are a number of business activities which are mentioned. You should select these business activities cautiously, because this information will be used for matchmaking by our AI. So tomorrow, if there's a international buyer and they're looking for something, if you haven't selected this field, so for example, they are looking for manufacturer of, let's say, aluminum utensils. So if you haven't specified yourself as a manufacturer, AI will not do the matchmaking, right? So that is where it is crucial that you should select these fields cautiously, and it is multi-select, needless to mention. So you can select more than one field. Once you have done the selection, you can click on next, which will bring you to this screen. This is where you'll see there is this big blue button which says convert. Now click on that. That will open this overlay. On this overlay, there are three simple questions that you have to answer. What is the main purpose? How many products would you like to upload? And would you like to have the minimum order quantity feature or not? After that, click on next, which will bring you to the next screen. This is where you have to select a design template. Now, although when you're going through this field, you may take like 5 seconds or at most a minute to go through this step. Well, this is where if you don't understand it, you may get confused. And if you are, and we have seen that people also interpret this step based on their own understanding and imagination. So I don't want that to happen. I don't want you to waste your valuable time there. So when you are on this step, there are certain things which may be coming to your mind, and I'll try to answer them. What are those? So sometime, and this is something that we are talking about our years of experience interacting with business owners. So sometimes when people are at this step, they tend to think that a particular design template is for a particular type of product. So, for example, if you see here, and I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, but this is where you'll see the visuals of electronic items like TV, monitors, laptops, etc. So, people tend to think that this is a template which can be used by businesses that are into selling of digital products, right? That is the imagination or understanding they uh, tend to get, which is absolutely wrong. Any template that you're seeing here, any of them can be used by any business, right? It is not necessary that I have to be a electronic seller and only then I can use this template. Absolutely wrong. All the product that we are displaying here are only for representation purpose. They are only for example purpose. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand how they will be displayed, right? So we for just to help you understand like what is the layout of the design template. Just for that, we are displaying these product visuals here. But any template can be used for any type of product, right? That's the first misconception. The second misconception is something which I am not saying it is entirely wrong. It is based on their historical understanding. Historically, how websites were created. So once you have used a template, you cannot change the template, right? So you're sort of married to it, but not anymore. With our platform, you can change the design template at any given point of time. It is very easy. Technically, you can change that in a matter of 5 seconds, right? So one template to another template, within 5 seconds you can switch. Now, related to this, there's a best practice that I would want to share with you, and that is, and this is also something that I'm sharing based on my years of experience interacting with business owners like you. And that is where I've seen that there are certain business owners who spend a unreasonable amount of time just deciding the design template. I'm not saying that it is entirely wrong that you shouldn't have an expectation that my website should be a decent looking, should be a professional looking website. You're absolutely right in your understanding and expectation, but it shouldn't be taking an unreasonable amount of time. You should not be overly fascinated with it, because understand this isn't something which you will be using for a very long period of time. It is a best practice in the industry that you should be giving a fresh look and feel to your digital catalog at least once in every 12 months. So you're not going to use the same template more than a year. You're any which way is going to change it after a year. So why to spend a unreasonable amount of time and energy onto that you are going to use only for a year? This now why should you be changing a design template? What is the reason why someone should change the design template? So there are two reasons. One is obviously psychological, if I'm looking at the same thing over and over again. And if you, it happens in the real world also, if you're going to a shop and the display remains the same, right? So everything is at the same place, you'll tend to feel there's nothing changing here, and there's no progress, no growth, or no sale happening, and virtually you can't see how many customers are visiting that website, right? So you tend to feel that there's nothing happening this website, they may not be in business anymore, right? So that is the kind of feeling you may get. That is psychological, but technically more important reason is as the technology keep evolving, and with the passage of time, what happens, newer and more engaging ways of displaying information get developed or they are introduced. Now, if you are not updating your design template, that's where you're losing out on those newer ways of displaying information, right? So that is where to have the latest and more engaging methods of displaying information and user experience on your digital catalog. That's why it is recommended that at least once in a year, you should change the design template. All right, so that was the second misconception, that you can change from one design template to another design template. The third is not a misconception, but a problem. And that is also something that sometimes people have come to me and ask that we have this problem and what is the solution. And when they ask me, like I'm being absolutely honest with you, this question is not something that I have thought of. Someone has asked me this question. And when they asked me this question, that's where I realized, oh my God, that is a problem that almost every one of us faces, including myself. I also face that problem. And that problem is how do we decide which design template should we use? There's so many beautiful looking templates. How do we decide which one is better for our business? How do we take that decision? Obviously, there are creative individuals who can like look at an image and they can decide like this is better, this is not better. But as common individuals, Aam Aadmi, how do we decide? And I was also shocked, like, yes, that is a genuine problem. Like almost everyone faces, like, how do you decide what design template should I choose? There's a process which I'm going to suggest you. The process is very simple. Now you have to complete all these steps which I'm going to share with you. Once you have completed all these steps, then upload few products. Few means two, three will suffice. Once you have uploaded those products, then go to the theme section. There is a theme management section. Go there and then upload one of the theme or apply one of the theme, and then see how that theme is showcasing your product. Then apply the other one and then see how it is showcasing your product, right? You have to see it for yourself. Like there's no standard rule or any magical thing that you can see which one is better. You have to see it for yourself, right? So one product may look better in this theme and one product may look better in this theme, right? So it varies from product to product or how you're wanting to display the information, right? So it is not necessary that any theme will fit any business. So you have to you have to see it for yourself. So yeah, you'll have to spend like half an hour, 45 minutes going through each theme and seeing for yourself which theme is showcasing your product information in the most beautiful manner. And another suggestion is that when you're going through this process, please upload actual product. Don't upload a dummy product or with actual visuals so that you are able to visualize it, see it yourself, and then take the decision. So once you go through this activity, you'll have absolute clarity on which are the design templates that are showcasing your products in the most beautiful manner, and then you can take the decision. Then you can choose the design template. All right. So that was about this stage where you have to choose a design template. And once you have chosen a design template, then you'll move on to the third and the last overlay. This is not going to be an endless exercise. This is the last overlay that we are actually on. And this has only two fields. One is the store name, which is your business name. If you happen to be someone who is operating a popular brand, in that case, it can be your brand name as well. So it can be your brand name or your business name. In most cases, it is the business name. And underneath that, you'll see there is a field which has this sort of a code thing. So uh, if there is a code like here, you can see that, delete it. If it is entirely blank, then you have to add your business name here. But before we go there, let's first understand this in a little granular or grassroots manner or grassroots level. What is a store URL? So store URL is something that we type to open a website. So for example, to open a Google's website, what do? We type google.com, or to open Indian Business Portal, what do? We type indianbusinessportal.in, right? That's what we do. So tomorrow, if someone has to open your digital catalog, what should they be typing? That's what you are specifying here. So you can delete it and then you can type in your business name. But the important points, and if you want, you can write them down as well. And those are: no space or special character is allowed. Point number one is it can only have alphabets and numbers, and no space or special character is allowed. Point number two is the character limit is 25 characters. So if you happen to have a really long product business name, in that case, you may have to like edit it a little bit so that it fits within the 25 character limit. So here you can see I fast forwarded the video a little bit. So the business name is Reliable Fashion Enterprises, and Reliable Fashion Enterprises .linker.store is the URL of this digital catalog. So if you type reliable fashion enterprises.linker.store, this digital catalog will open up. Now, related to this, a lot of time people ask me that we have our own domain. Can we use that? The answer is absolutely yes, you can use that. In fact, I'm going to switch my screen and I'm going to take you to that browser where we had so many examples open. So this is where you can see the domain name is milk.com. I'm not sure how big it is. HimalayanNaturals.com or AkuOnline.com, Akharia Electrical Exports.com. Right. So they are all live on their own domain. So if you want to take the website live on your own domain, it is absolutely possible. You are seeing an example as well. But what if you don't want to take it live on your own domain? So I'm going to open one demonstration website that you're seeing currently on the screen. And that's where you can see it is Shalimar superenterprises.linker.store, or let's open a exporters website. So this is an exporters website and they are using linker.store. Now, linker.store, what is it? Linker.store is our subdomain that we are offering to our members absolutely free of cost. Now, what is the reason? Why are we doing that? So the reason why are we doing that is twofold. First is to make this journey as convenient as possible, because we don't create websites or digital catalogs on a daily basis. And obviously, we are not an expert. I'm referring to common business owners. So that is where when you are going through this journey, if we ask you to point your domain onto our server or implement an SSL, that would be a little overwhelming. and you may not find this journey very convenient. And if you're an MSME and you're wanting to create your digital presence for the very first time, that may be entirely overwhelming and you may drop off. We don't want that to happen. We want you to step into the digital realm and try to grow your business. And once you are feeling confident, that's where you can take that decision whether I would want to take it live on my own domain or I would want to continue Linker.store. You can use Linker.store for as long period as you want. We are not forcing you to use it, or we are also not forcing you to take it live on your own domain. It is entirely your decision. Whenever you are feeling confident, you can do that. Now, what is the second reason why we are offering Linker.store? And this is where, if you have created a website, you'll be able to relate to it. So, creating an operating website has certain cost heads associated with it. So, for example, you have to take care of hosting, you have to take care of EMC, domain registrations, SSL renewals, etc. There are a number of cost heads which are there. Now, for a MSME, because there are cost considerations there, they sometimes, because of the cost consideration, they sometimes shy away from doing all that expenditure because they have no clarity on what kind of returns they'll be getting. And they try to use that energy and finance it at some other places. Now, obviously, because of that, we have this challenge of our businesses or exporters not having digital presence. And to overcome that, what we are trying to offer here is something we refer as a sustainable digital presence. Now, sustainable is a term which is often used with environment, etc. But sustainable, which what we are trying to refer, or I'm trying to refer, is something that you can sustain over a long period of time. So just imagine that you are a MSME and you create your digital catalog. Now, once you have created your digital catalog, you have added all that information, etc. You haven't invested a single penny onto that. Forget of the rupee, you haven't invested a single penny on that, and you have a digital presence which you can continue to operate for years and years without any financial consideration or any financial expenses. So that is where what you are creating is not just a digital presence or digital catalog, is sustainable digital catalog, because you don't even have to invest on a domain or SSL. All that is taken care of. All right. So hope that point is also clear. Now, before I move on, there is a very important point for you. Now, many of you would like to take your website or digital catalog that you're creating live on your own domain, right? When you're doing that, you may feel that it is little technical, or we are not able to relate what is DNS and how to change the A record, etc., etc. Don't worry. We have a dedicated help desk team. You can reach out to our help desk team, and our help desk team will help and guide you, right? So I'm rephrasing what I've said. If any one of you is wanting to take your website live on your domain, then instead of getting into uh, understanding the process, etc., how to do that, etc., just reach out to our help desk. They'll let you know what needs to be done. And if you're feeling that I may not be able to do it properly, then just ask our help desk team, and one of our executives will connect with you. They'll take you on a screen share and they will be helping you take your website live on your own domain, right? So the point is, you should reach out to or you should ask us to help you in case you want to take it live on your own domains. All right, so we have done that. Now, this screen will open up. On the screen, you'll see there is this button which says Store Setup. And if you click on that, that is where you'll see there is, or let me just fast forward. Yeah. Oh, all right. So this is where, if you are on this screen, or if you click on this button which says Store Setup, that is where you'll see this pop up comes in, and this is where you'll see there are 3 steps which we have completed. There's one more step that we have to complete, and that's where we have to click on Create Your Catalog, and which will take you to this catalog upload screen. many times people who have their own existing products and they had been selling on other platforms, etc., they say that we already have the product data. Now uploading like this will take us a lot of time because we have a very large catalog. We have like hundreds and thousands of products. Uploading one product at a time will take a lot of time, and I absolutely agree on that. So can you upload them in bulk? Yes, you can do that. In fact, in the video also, I've shared where you can go and you can upload the products in bulk. So there's the product bulk upload screen where you can go and you can upload it. You can download the import format, feed the information into the Excel file, and you can upload it from this screen. All right. So coming back to the screen that we were on. So minimum one product has to be uploaded to complete this journey, to complete this process. And the product upload process is also explained in the video in great detail. So we are not going to take your valuable time there or spend your valuable time there. So there are two fields which I'm going to clarify with respect to product upload. The one is GI product, and GI product happens to be a popular question as well. So what is GI product? You can see GI product is here. So GI products are geographic indication products. These are the specialty products. In fact, on Indian Business Portal, there is a special placement for GI products, which you can see here. So if you come here, it is in fact the first category. And if you scroll down, that is a place to showcasing GI products. Here you can see GI products. So these are all specialty products. And if I take you further onto the GI product page, so this is where you can see geographic indication of India, and GI product can be across multiple categories. So they can be, yeah, agriculture, food stuff, handicrafts, etc. For example, if I say Nagpur, what is the first thing that comes to the mind? Obviously, oranges. So oranges happen to be a GI product, a specialty product of Nagpur, or Agra, Petha from Nagpur is a GI product, or Kashmir saffron is a GI product, right? These are the specialty products which are either cultivated or made or manufactured. Varanasi, Banarsi sari, right? So, or if I take you to Varanasi, sorry for the fumble. If I take you to Varanasi, this is where you can see Banarasi barcode sari. And if I take you to wooden lacquer toys, this is where you'll see the various wooden lacquer toys, which are also a GI product of Varanasi. And if I open one of the products, so let me open this hanging toy. Uh, just to show you. So this is where you can see it has this emblem GI product. So every product that you're specifying from the seller panel will have this emblem that it is a GI product. Now, if you are a seller who deals in GI products, in that case, you can just tick on the button or you can turn it on. The layout is slightly changed as compared to when I created this video. So it is a slider now. It is not a radio button. So you can slide and turn it on. And that's where two more drop downs will start appearing. One is category, GI category, and GI subcategory. You can select that. So you can select an appropriate category first, and then you can select an appropriate subcategory. The last thing is to upload the certificate. Yes, uploading the certificate is mandatory. Without uploading the certificate, you will not be able to specify your product as a GI product. You must upload the certificate as well. All right. So that was for the GI product. That was the first thing I wanted to share with you with respect to product upload. The second was about these categories, although it is explained in the video as well, but I'm just sharing with you what are these categories, because sometimes people get confused. So let's try to understand that with an example. So if we go to fashion apparel and fabrics, and let's take denim shirt, for example, as an example. Just imagine you are a denim shirt exporter and you are creating your digital catalog. So obviously, what you want is that if there is an international buyer and they are coming here and they are wanting to import denim shirts, then they will certainly be going here. They'll be clicking on denim shirt to see which all are the exporters who are exporting denim shirts. So your product should be visible here, right? That is something understood. So how do you ensure that your product are visible at the right place? By using these categories. You can select a category and you can select a subcategory from these drop down. And by selecting a category and subcategory, what you are doing, you are giving instructions to the system that please display my product in this category and this subcategory, so that your products are displayed at the right place, right? So that is this drop down thing. rest of the product upload process is explained in the video in great detail. So we are not going to spend your valuable time there. So we'll just fast forward the video to the end. So I think this is where. So you can already see it is a detailed video about the product upload. Once you have uploaded the product, then on top of the screen, you'll see there is a home shaped icon. You have to click on that, and that will bring you to the screen. On the screen, there will be a big gray color button which will be saying unpublish. You have to click on that, and that will publish your store. And you have completed the store creation journey. Congratulations for completing your store creation journey, and confetti will start falling from the sky. So that is how you have to create your digital catalog for showcasing your product on the online store. This video is available where it is available. You already know. But what I'm going to do is I'm also going to share the link here in the chat. So that you also have this link with you. All right. So this is the link, and I've added the link in the chat. Now, is that the end? No, that is not. Now, what you're seeing on your screen, I've switched my screen in case you're wondering what happened. So I've switched my screen and we are on a demonstration account. We can obviously tell by the look of it, there's no logo, etc. So I'm going to now help you understand what are the remaining steps. So we have switched the screen and we are on this interface. This is the control panel or the seller panel. How do you open that? So click on this button online store and it will open the seller panel. This is the seller panel. Now, what are the remaining steps? You have to go to catalog and you have to upload the remaining products. Unless you have just one product in your catalog, in that case, obviously you don't have to do that. But for most of the sellers, they'll have to come here and they will have to upload more products. So if you don't have more than 10 products, then you can upload them one by one and click on add products and you can upload one product at a time. Or if you have more than 10 products, so 10 product is sort of a thumb rule which I share with our participants or members. If you have more than 10 products, use a bulk process. If you have to upload less than 10 products, you can upload them one product at a time also, right? So if you have bulk or more product, then use the bulk process. If you have less product, you can upload them one product at a time, and you have to upload the products. Once you have uploaded the product, then you have to go to this setting which says store settings, or this tab which says store settings, and then it will expand and you'll see there is an option which says store details. You have to click on that and it will have a tab called about your export, which you can see here, about your export. You have to click on this one and it will reveal a form. You have to fill this form because this information is displayed on Indian Business Portal. In fact, I'll switch my screen and very quickly I'm going to show you profiles of two exporters. So this is where you can see there's a about us section here, and this is where you have added certain information, and there are certain certificates also they have added, 4 certificates. Like one is displayed here and then 3 are hidden, but total 4 certificates they have added. So all that information is added from the screen. And if I quickly walk you through the screen, so whether you're a FUO member or not, your IEC code you have to input, and IEC code is mandatory if you want to list your products on Indian Business Portal. That's where you have to add IEC code. If you want to just create a digital catalog and not list on Indian Business Portal, in that case, obviously you don't have to add IEC, but to be present on Indian Business Portal, IEC is mandatory. Then you have business types, legal entity type, and then when you started your business, business operation, merchant or manufacturer. Are you MSME? Yes, no. Export turnover of previous 3 years. Countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees, license certificate. As I was mentioning, award advantages innovation is where you have to basically tell why should someone do business with you, and then what type of proposals you are interested in. And you can also add a brief note about what type of proposals you are interested in. Once you have added all this information, click on save. Then you can go to some another section which is my store, and this where you can do the theme selection, and then you can go to store preview to upload the banners. So once you have done all that, then you have to click on this home shaped icon, and If you scroll down a little bit, this is where you'll see the an option which says link your store and sell on Indian Business Portal. This is where you have to click on send request. Now, this is the most crucial step which a lot of businesses keep missing out. And once you click on send request, this overlay will open up. On this overlay, you'll see it has two parts to it. One part where we have written do's and don'ts. Now you should read these do's and don'ts, but more importantly, you should watch this video. If you click on watch video, it will open a video. Again, a sincere and humble request, please watch this video. That will save a lot of time of yours and also of our operations team. So watch this video and ensure there are no mistakes. So in this video, I've explained what are the mistakes that may be preventing you or restricting your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal. Watch this video, understand the mistakes, and how to fix those mistakes is also explained in this video. So please do watch this video. And when you have watched this video and you are confident that there are absolutely no mistakes on my digital catalog, then you can just agree to the terms and you can click on submit. In 2 to 3 working days, your request will be reviewed by our operations team. If everything is in order, they'll approve it and your website will get linked, or your digital catalog will get linked with Indian Business Portal. If there are issues, they will reject it and they'll also share with you. So you'll get an email and you'll also get a notification why it is rejected. The reasons, they'll also specify the reasons, and then you can fix those reasons and you can submit the request once again. So this is how you have to create your digital catalog. Now, I mentioned about the business community part, so very quickly we'll also touch upon that. This is the business community side of it. Now, here I mentioned that this is where you can do networking. So how do you do networking? For that, you can use the add connections, or you can use the search as well. So you can do the search and then you can refine the search by the company name and you can connect with them. So, for example, if I'm interested in footwear and I do the search, it will take me to another tab. And here it is showing products. We are not interested in products. We are interested in companies that are dealing in footwear. So this is where you can see the various footwear companies and we can search by location. Now here you can see there are 4 or 5 locations which are displaying. So does that mean there are members only from these locations? No. The location with the maximum concentration, the top 4 or 5, they are displayed here. All right. So this is where you can see this is a country, this is a seller in Philippines. You can connect with them, you can view their profile, you can send them a request and connect with them, understand if they'll be interested in doing business with you. And if they're interested, you can proceed ahead. All right. So this was the business community side of it. This is one way of doing it. The other way is you can use the add connection feature, which is here, and using that, like how we do networking on LinkedIn, similar to that, you can do that here as well. All right, so this will be all from my side in today's session. I remember I said that we will be covering the mistakes. So let's do that, and I will also share the link of the video. So the first mistake is not uploading individual products. So for example, you deal in spices. So instead of uploading like cardamom, black pepper, cinnamon separately, I'd uploaded them as in one product, which is wrong. We shouldn't do that. You have to upload each product individually, not adding product title. So proper product title. So it should be a detailed descriptive product title that you should add. Not adding product description, at least 80 to 100 word product description is something that you should add. Don't assume like someone will look at the image and they'll understand what the product is. Because to look at the image, they have to first find the product. Without a description, they may not be able to find the product, and then everything else will not happen. Not adding meta, title, and description is used for search engine optimization purpose. So if you're not adding this is where you'll be losing out on the search visibility. Not adding information about your export, which we have just seen. Not categorizing your product properly. So putting them in respective categories. You are putting the product in wrong category. Obviously, you're missing out on the opportunity. Not uploading the logo, that will not give a very nice impression about your business. Not on the profile, not on the digital catalog, not uploading a banner. That will also make your website look like an incomplete website. And no one would want to do a business with a or business with an organization that has an incomplete website. Not setting up navigation that will hide all the options for the people who are visiting your website to see your wonderful products. So that is also another issue. Not adding content about your business. That is also crucial that when you're creating your digital catalog, not just product content, content about your business. And what is content? Content is basically information that can be visuals, videos, or text information, which should be added about your business as well. Mistakes on your profile, the company profile that we saw, this profile I'm referring to. So not adding in, not verifying your company, do the GST verification, not uploading the logo, not uploading or selecting profile banners, not uploading a profile pic, your personal image, not adding a role description, not uploading about your company, and lastly, not adding license award and certificate. So these are the mistakes. And as I mentioned, there is a detailed video which I did some time back. Please do watch that video, and that will help you understand what are the mistakes that you should avoid to create a proper digital catalog, and that can actually get you some business. All right. So this is where I am going to turn off the screen share, and we are going to get into the question answer round. Now, I can see there are a few questions which are already added. But before I start answering the questions, let me do what I've promised. That is to share the video wherein you can find the mistakes. So just give me a quick second to take that out. In the meantime, while I am working on finding that video and sharing the link with you, you can add your questions in the Q&A. All right. So I am adding the link of that video in the chat. So I've added the second video as well. Now, this is the video which I was referring to you, wherein I've explained these mistakes, and I've explained them in detail and how you can fix those mistakes. That's also explained in the video in detail. So please do watch this video. Now, coming to the Q&A section, that's where I can see there are three questions. First one is about post-shipment financing. So this is where this is from Mr. Devendra Ji. Devendra Ji, I'm going to share with you an email ID. Drop me an email, and one of the few officials will be able to guide you with respect to your question. Next question is from Rakhi Agarwal ji. Rakhi ji, also again, I am not a subject matter expert. Her question is related to certain products which are banned for export from India. So for that, I'm going to share with you an email ID. Drop an email, and one of the government officials will guide you. Next question is from anonymous attendee. They have asked, how can you change the currency of their digital catalog? And for that, I had created a video sometime back. So just give me a quick second to take out that video, and I'll share the link. My internet is a little slow, to bear with me on that. I am This was a question, and what I'm going to do is I'm also going to share the link in the comment chat. So I'm sharing it via personal chat with the person who had asked this question, and I'm also sharing the link here. So if any one of you has this problem that you want to change the currency of your digital catalog, refer to the video. Uh, Next question is from Sarika ji, wants to understand what is the meta title and description. So, although we have overshot the time limit, and if time was not of a concern, I would have explained this in detail. But meta title and description is in information which is used for search and optimization, right? So, again, in a very simple and con man's language, we have all been to chemist store, the medicine sellers. Now, if you just visualize a medicine seller store, so they have these elaborate shelves where they have these boxes in which they keep the medicine, right? Now, if you go to a medicine seller and you ask them that I want a paracetamol, so he'll walk to a particular shelf and he'll take out particular dabba or box and then open that box and take out a strip of paracetamol and give it to you, right? That's how it happens. Now imagine that medicine seller was Google and you are someone who is searching on the internet, you are on the Google. So in order to for Google to give the accurate results or the correct result, this information is used, meta title description. And if you go to any search engine, if you go to Google and you start typing, so for example, you search buy shoes, so there will be results. So the blue title or the text that you see in bold and or in larger font size and in blue color, that is meta title, and the text that you see in the gray color, that is meta description. So it is used for indexing and it is also used for displaying on the search engine result page, right? So that is meta title and description. I've explained about creating this information in a product upload video. If you go to our YouTube channel, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to share with you the link of our YouTube channel. I would advise that you should subscribe to our channel. I'm not like wanting more subscribers. It is not a monetized channel, by the way, but you'll find a lot of informative information there. In fact, let me quickly show you that as well. So I'm going to start sharing my screen very, very quickly just to show you. So this is the Thinkers YouTube channel that you're looking at on your screen. And if you scroll down, so just open the Global Linkers YouTube channel and just scroll down and you'll come across, so this is everything related to Indian business model, and then you have ONDC also. So if someone is interested in ONDC, you can watch this playlist. And here we have a tutorial video. So there's a detailed playlist about 50 plus videos which are there. So you can review these videos and you'll be able to understand or get answers to most of your questions by watching these videos. All right. I just thought of showing it to you. All right. So let's come back to the questions. Next question is from Mr. Ravinder Singh, wants to understand for multiple products, do we need pure registration? You don't need pure registration to showcase your products on Indian Business Portal. There are other benefits of pure registration, and if you want, you should get the pure registration. But if you are wanting to ask me that if I want to be present on Indian Business Portal and for that I should register with you, no, it is not required. So I think that was the last question. Let me quickly have a glance at the chat. I can see there's a question by Asif Hussain. So, Asif, like Firstly, I'm from a technology background, so I'm not an expert into export, so I may not be the right authority to comment on that. So, what I would advise is I'm sharing an email ID and I'm doing that with everyone. So, this is an email ID which I have just chatted. So if you have any question related to certification or if you have any question related to RCMCs, etc., you can drop an email on this. And if you official, which is a Ministry of Commerce, Government of India's entity, Apex Export Promotion Body, they will be answering you or they'll be providing you the proper guidance. Obviously, they are subject matter experts into that. So they'll be able to give you a proper advice as compared to me giving you an advice. All right. So I've shared the email ID. I am also going to share my email ID with you before we conclude the session today. So that if any one of you has any question, if you have any challenges, if you have any difficulty, please do feel free to reach out to me. I am also going to share with you our help desk contact details. So my email ID is something that I've shared. I am also sharing with you our help desk contact number and email ID. So if any one of you need any assistance, I've shared the contact details of our help desk as well. So please do feel free to reach out to our help desk as well. I will add the help desk contact details in the description of the recording of this video. This video is getting live stream and you'll get the recording. And in the description, I'll also add the help desk contact details. All right. So this is where we will conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for taking out time and participating in this session. I hope you found the session informative. I enjoyed interacting with you. I would have loved if it was a more interactive session, but we are limited by technology. But I hope you found the session informative. You have my contact details. Please do feel free to reach out to me. And even if you are reaching out to the help desk, you can mark a CC to me so that I can ensure that your queries and questions are getting addressed. All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye bye from my